full self-driving vehicle, the Model X, the CT. He's out there doing product placement for Tesla as people's pensions, retirements, 401ks are getting absolutely destroyed. Yeah, zoom in on Donald Trump's notes right there as the market is crashing. Donald Trump was selling Teslas at the White House, but if you zoom in right there, he literally has the Tesla pricing for he then pulls back and then threatens again and threatens annexation. Here's what Donald Trump was doing yesterday. He was sitting in a Tesla and he was just shocked at the way a car looked.
Did you see Trump freeze mid-sentence while talking about Ukraine? 1 minute he's promoting Teslas he can't even drive, and the next he's staring blankly at the crowd mumbling, "They want death."
And not lose our retirement savings. Donald Trump, the best I can do is a car commercial for the richest man on earth. And we're supposed to feel bad for Elon Musk as he and Donald Trump are firing our veterans because he hasn't driven a car in a long time and he doesn't know how to drive. Here's what we posted on the Midas Touch social media accounts. Americans, we'd like to afford basic necessities, keep vital programs around, attacking 9/11 first responders, sending groups of 19 to 25-year-olds to get our private data, our medical records, our social security information, our tax records.
Meanwhile, the stock market was literally crashing behind him. Talk about priorities. While Americans struggle to pay for groceries, our former president is busy playing car salesman for billionaire buddy Elon Musk. So there's our former president sitting in a Tesla with a cheat sheet of pricing details while the stock market tanks in the background. Talk about priorities. What we saw this week was peak Donald.
You may have, but so Trump is talking about Ukraine and he says Marco Rubio, Steve Wyckoff, Michael Waltz, he's making names and he goes, they want to see two things happen. Supposed to feel bad for the guy who said he wants to inflict suffering on us while he enriches himself to the tune of billions of dollars. So when Trump and Musk were outside of the White House and then he loses it, he freezes and then he goes, death, they want death. Huh? And then he goes, I'm surprised that people who live in the country are people. What's he talking about here?
Trump playing luxury car salesman while average Americans are desperately checking their plummeting 401ks and wondering how they'll afford groceries this month. Let's break down this bizarre spectacle. There he was at the White House, acting absolutely stunned by basic car features that have been around for years. Wow, look at this dashboard. It's like a spaceship. Yeah, Don, it's called technology. It's been advancing while you've been busy trying to overthrow elections and avoiding prison.
People have done a great job. Marco Rubio's been great. Steve Witkoff's been great. Michael Waltz. They're all, every one of them, they've really stepped up. They are into it. They want to see two things. By far, number one is death.
Oh, right. That's Mr. Alpha right there, right? He can't drive a car.
So I just wanted to make a statement. I'm going to buy one. Now, here's the bad news. I'm not allowed to drive because I haven't driven a car in a long time, and I love to drive cars. But I'm going to have it at the White House, and I'm going to let my staff use.
You know who was able to drive a car? Former President Biden. Here, take a look at this clip when former President Biden was around. Play this clip.
But here's the truly hilarious part. This self-proclaimed master negotiator, this big tough alpha male who constantly brags about his strength and stamina, casually admitted something pretty embarrassing. When asked if he'd be driving his new Tesla, Trump confessed, "Well, I'm not allowed to drive anymore. I haven't driven in a long time." Not allowed? By who? His doctors? The Secret Service? His lawyers afraid he'll flee to Russia? Then came the kicker. Instead of actually using this car he's so impressed by, he just said, "I'll let my staff use it." Nothing says powerful leader like admitting you can't even drive yourself to McDonald's.
I think the market was going to go very, very bad. If anything, I have a lot of very smart people, friends of mine and great businessmen. They're now investing because of what I'm doing.
President, you mentioned the ups and downs in the stock market. You said it'll go up, it'll go down. But do you and your tariff policies right now bear any responsibility for the turmoil we're seeing this week?
Biden gave us a horrible economy. He gave us horrible inflation. And because long term, what I'm doing is making our country strong again, financially strong, militarily strong, and strong if we want to get away. Remember this, we have wars. When I left, we had no wars. We didn't have Ukraine and Russia.
Meanwhile, there's footage of 81-year-old Biden actually driving cars. You know, like a normal functioning adult. So much for Trump's carefully crafted tough guy image. While Trump was playing with his new toy, the stock market was literally nosediving behind him. Economic experts have directly linked this market instability to Trump's erratic threats about tariffs. He's been promising to slap massive tariffs on imports from all over the world, including on the very cars he was admiring. Economists across the political spectrum are warning these plans would devastate the economy and hit middle-class Americans hardest. And we can't ignore the Elon Musk connection here. Trump's sudden Tesla promotion comes after Musk has been dumping millions into Trump's campaign and PACs. It's not exactly subtle. Elon pledges support. Suddenly Trump is Tesla's biggest fan. It's like watching the world's most transparent quid pro quo play out in real time. What's particularly rich is how Trump pretended to be shocked by Tesla's prices while holding actual pricing notes.
But Donald Trump said he was going to fix everything.
So when I win, I will immediately bring prices down. Starting on day one, we will end Kamala's war on American energy, and we will drill, baby, drill. We're going to drill.
Only $41,000. That's not bad, he exclaimed, conveniently forgetting that $41,000 is more than many Americans make in an entire year. This comes from the same guy who once suggested Americans struggling with grocery bills should just negotiate with the grocery store. Because that's definitely how Kroger works. The whole charade perfectly captures Trump's disconnect from everyday Americans. While families are cutting back on essentials due to inflation, Trump's showing off luxury vehicles he can't even drive. While retirees watch their savings dwindle because of his reckless economic threats, he's busy strengthening his relationship with fellow billionaires. This car salesman routine isn't just embarrassing, it's revealing. It exposes both Trump's physical limitations and his true priorities. He's not interested in helping ordinary Americans, he's focused on helping his wealthy buddies and himself. The man who claims he alone can fix America can't even drive a car by himself. So we've been watching Trump's public meltdowns, but here's the truth. These aren't just funny moments. They're windows into a man whose carefully constructed tough guy image is crumbling faster than a chocolate chip cookie in hot milk. The strongman act is getting harder to maintain when he's forgetting what he's saying mid-sentence. And guess what? Voters might be catching on. New polling shows Kamala Harris actually leading Trump in Michigan if an election happened today. Looks like people are starting to see through the act. Remember when Trump promised he'd immediately bring prices down starting on day one? America is now looking at a guy who can't even remember what he's talking about and thinking, this is the economic genius who's gonna fix everything? The Orange Oracle might want to work on his sales pitch, because right now, his political life is looking about as stable as his train of thought.